envelope.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Push the envelope.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
We push the envelope.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Push the envelope.
Abre sus sueños al beso, la soledad sin un grito.
Gringo El Diablo. Big G, not the little one.
What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? Let me ask you a question, King. You believe in the Bible? Nope. Why not? Let's talk about it.
Trying to give you a short, condensed answer.
That's all right.
Because none of us is from here,
What do you mean from here?
this planet.
What planet are we from?
That's why we're here to figure out why we came.
So you figure out how we came here, right? Have you done research on this?
That's why I'm doing that.
Okay, so where you at in your research on this? Or where we come from?
Still trying to figure out. I don't think you really will find out until you transition.
Till you transition?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I gotta ask a question. I like these talks right here, right? What are you studying and how are you studying to come to these conclusions that we are not from here?
I stopped studying and I started connecting with nature. Started stop trying to be.
Stop trying to be? And what are you trying to do?
Nothing.
Nothing? So let me ask you a question. How do you go along with life? How do you thrive?
Live.
You live, so how? Like, what's your day-to-day then?
It changes.
It changes?
Yeah, every day is different.
So you're not working towards anything?
I used to.
Used to?
Once I stopped, things became clearer. Stopped worrying, panicking, being paranoid, debating, judging. I'm not a judgy person, but I feel like judging is like flirting. We all kind of do it.
Why do you think we do that?
Because we all don't know.
Come on. You said what again? I'm sorry.
We all don't know.
We all don't know? All right, go ahead with your precept.
There's the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 25. They traded the truth about God for a lie, so they worshiped and served the things God created instead of the Creator himself, who is worthy of eternal praise. Amen.
So let me ask you the question, right? Because the Bible just said, our people start worshiping the things that the Most High God created, right? Versus the Creator, right? So you agree to that statement. So you agree that something created this. Because you just said, the statement says they worship the creation more than Creator. You said you agree, so you agree.
I agree with that statement.
So you agree that there was a Creator that created creation that we start worshiping.
Yeah.
So who's the Creator then?
I mean, there's a lot of theories. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of entities. I used to be on the search for that, and like I said, now I don't search. So I, in a human sense, waiting to find out, but in a spiritual sense, I'm not waiting on anything.
You're not waiting on it. Let me ask you this question, right? Because we're both black. You agree? That's the colloquial term. We're both black. You agree, right?
In America.
In America, right?
Human
And so,
terms,
human terms, right? So we gotta. You agree? We have a body of people, right? As far as like the colloquial term for black people, we're a body of people, right? And we see other bodies of people, right? Still in the colloquial term realms, like white people, Asian, Arab, right? How do you feel as a society, right, for our body of people to thrive or to succeed or to exist? What are we should be doing? How to live?
See, I hate to say,
Because the reason why I'm asking this question, right?
Yeah.
Because say somebody individual, like you may have your walk, I may have my walk, right?
That's why I really can't answer.
Right, and it'd be different. But how does that manage? And when we're talking about in a body form as a civilization to thrive, right? As a civilization, this is what I'm saying. As a civilization to thrive, we all can't be saying, "Oh, I do this, I do that, I do that, I do that," because we're all going to be scattered. We're never going to build together, right? So I'm asking, what is the measuring stick to get us to build together into the right manner?
In a human sense, or
And as far as black people, colloquial term, our body.
In black people terms, as far as America, as far as humans, I mean, it's a lot of things that I feel like people know is right and wrong, just like kids know, children know. But I feel like a lot of us walking amongst each other are still childlike in the mindset.
What do you classify as right or wrong? Because I'm trying to figure out as a society how can we understand what is right or wrong,
Right or wrong to
and
me,
be on the same plane?
Right or wrong to me is it's nothing physical. I think it's a lot of mental. I think if you're not I don't know, I think if you just get distracted.
Right, because like for instance, right, some people will say if they're robbing somebody to get over, that's right in their eyes, but some people will say that's wrong, right? So as a society, as you know, the black body, what measuring stick that can we have to understand that?
No, let me rephrase it.
Okay.
I don't want to use the word belief, because the belief is to not know. The source that my spirit pulls to is we are not the body. None of this is existing right now. Series of events that never happened.
So none of this existing, so let me ask you this question. If you got hurt, that pain doesn't exist?
On this realm, it will.
So it's real.
That's only because it exists because you exist, but it really don't.
What it do exist if you say somebody, God forbid, somebody like shot, stabbed, right? You feel that pain. That's real pain. On this realm, you can't say, oh, it doesn't. It's not real. I don't feel it. You do feel it, right?
I didn't say you don't. I said you do feel it.
Okay, so then we agree that it is real. That all this is real. This is real.
I don't subscribe.
You don't subscribe to it. So what do you subscribe to? Are you like agnostic or
No, I'm not any. Like I said,
you just out here?
I stopped. Man, I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
Muslim,
Okay. So you familiar with the realm of the ranges of religion?
Buddhism. Yeah,
Right.
I study. When I say study, I mean like surrounding myself with the people.
Right. So
I traveled a lot.
okay.
So once I started doing that, I started seeing a different scope.
Well, this is what I'll say to you, King. Right? Understand all those different religions and all that stuff. Studying them is cool to understand them, but understanding those are not for our people. So that's why I said that's why I said for us, black people, right? Yeah. As a colloquial term, right? Those things were for different. What I'm looking for, different nations, like say for the Asians or say for the Arab, right? But for them, right? I'm telling you that we have something as a black people. We have something created for us, right? You got a precept? Yeah. Go ahead.
The book of Romans, because he said this is not real.
Right.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 20. I'm reading the NLT. For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky. Through everything God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature. So they have no excuse for not knowing him.
Right.
Verse 21. Yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God or even give him thanks. And they began to think of foolish ideas of what God was like. As a result, their minds became dark and confused.
Right, so understand something, brother. Hearing that verse, right, and this is my first time, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my first time hearing it in that translation, right? Hearing that,
King James?
no, that was it, what, NLT? Yeah, NLT, right? So understand something, hearing that, it immediately took me to what I'm hearing from you, right? But let's understand what the end cause of that was. the end clause of was their mind became in utter darkness, and what it say? And confusion, right? So understand something, that this verse sounds like the path that you're on, right? And so this is what I was getting ready to tell you about what our people are instructed to do and what is required for us to thrive or live, right? Is by keeping God's commandments. We can read in Deuteronomy 32.
Let me finish it up.
Go ahead.
It says, continue to verse 22. So Romans 1, continue to verse 22. It says, claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools. And instead of worshiping the glorious and ever-living God, they worship idols made to look like mere people and birds and animals and reptiles. So God abandoned them to do whatever shameful things their heart desired. As a result, they did vile and degrading things with each other's bodies. They traded the truth about God for a lie, so they worship and serve the things God created instead of the Creator Himself, who is worthy of eternal praise.
Right, and so when we first talked, right, you said you worship nature, right? But understand, we talked about that. You said that you did that, right?
I said I worship.
Or what do you say? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Go ahead. You mentioned nature, though. Did you not?
Yeah, I
and you listen.
Connecting
to the nature. Yeah, so let me not use the word worship for you. Salaki, my fault.
No, you good.
All praises, right? So you start connecting with nature, right? And it connecting in a sense, is it more connecting with nature than with the Most High God or the Creator?
Creator created nature.
Right? And so I agree with you, created nature. This is why the brother is breaking out this particular verse, right? Because we see our people always connecting and getting involved with nature than more so getting in tune with the Most High God.
That's an
right?
oxymoron, though, because if He created it, in your words, because I don't even subscribe to sexuality on a creator.
Does the Bible say there's a sexuality of the Creator?
What word does it say in there? He?
Yeah.
What is that?
What is a he?
Pronoun.
So what does that mean?
You know what that means.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, what does it mean according to sexuality though?
You know it.
That means he's a man.
Sexuality isn't it a word? It's a word.
Right.
I mean, everything is a word.
Okay, so that's why I'm like, when he's saying he pronoun, I'm like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but y'all have a good one.
The book of Numbers 23, verse 19. God is not a man that he should lie.
All right, so understand something. The Bible calls him a pronoun he. He's a man, right? Go ahead. See, here's the thing, man. Our people, we dive into this nature, and there's such a beautiful precept that you're bringing out, because literally when you're reading it, like I said, this is my first time hearing that in the NLT, I see this precept come to life with this brother right here. Man. And literally it's showing the end of it. It's confusion of you. That's what's about to happen to you, right? But he doesn't know. He's literally in the car, doesn't know he's driving to that. Well, he is confused already, but the destruction is at the end of that confusion, right?
Did you guys notice that he didn't?
She seen big G's in my bio. Her eyes got bucked like Ohio. Embarrassing, don't wait till you're perishing. Nuclear missiles cook like kerosene. Life is a gamble, so please cast your lot. I need space to repent, but I'm no astronaut. Bible, my pistol, Hassan past the Glock. I'll spin your past this block, you'll feel the aftershock.